Welcome back to These Are the Days podcast. Glad you're here. Thanks for being here. I think this is going to be our last episode for a little while. We're going to take a little break through the summer, work on some other projects, and allocate the energy we give to the podcast to you guys. These conversations, which we love, we're going to just put it somewhere else. So we just
spend a little bit more time with our kids throughout the rest of the summer, and then we're going to be back in the fall with some great guests that we're super excited to have on the show. If you guys have if you've been listening to the podcast for a long time and you've never taken a second to leave a review, if you already have left a review, great, and we appreciate that so much. Thank you. But if you never have, would you just take like 1 or 2 minutes to do that? This is the last episode of this. I don't know if we want to even call it season, but for the next couple months. So if you guys can take a second to do that, that would super, super help us for the fall and getting just great guests on the show this coming fall. It really does help us get those guests on the show. You know, people like Ginny from 1,000 Hours Outside and Suzanne Stabile and the Lions and other exciting people that we have coming down the pipe. So also sharing the episode. If you've never shared the episode with friends, even a simple text message of an episode that really impacted you really helps get the show exposure for the show. So, anyways, thank you guys so much for those of you who've been such loyal listeners for so long. The podcast crew, you guys is really I feel like our people. Like, you guys are the ones that are really thinking about the things we're thinking about and challenged by the things we're challenged by and interested to grow and learn in similar ways. Yeah, so we just really appreciate you guys. We love you guys. Thank you for being listeners and sharers and lovers of the show. So with that, we thought we'd just talk a little bit about our summer thus far / what's happened in the rest of the summer. Most notably being we just got back from a camping trip with Jeremy's family. So all of his siblings and all of the cousins with our 4 little kids. And we have not taken our 4 little kids tent camping, need to specify. We've not done that in a couple of years with the exception of like our backyard on the 4th of July. So
I mean, we took Ember a lot in her early years.
Even Bodie. And we went to like remote camping spots, I remember, with Ember and Bodie. Yeah. And when I was pregnant with Radley, I think a little bit. When Bodie was older and you were pregnant with Rad, we started doing the trailer trips because it just was so much easier. And then even when the last time we did like an extensive camping trip was when Radley was 1. So Radley was Mira's age. And we did a 2-week camping trip through Idaho and Montana with some friends. And I remember it was so fun. But we got back from that trip and we were like, we need to do this in a different season of life because our friends that went on the trip with us, their youngest kid was the same age, a year older than our oldest kid. So they're just in a different season of life. Like, they're not trying to hold the baby while dumping the gunk and making dinner in the like dust, crawling baby. You know what I mean? It just was like a rough.
A couple things to know about camping, I think.
I want to know though, now that we did the tent camping thing, granted we only did it for a few days, but which do you prefer, tent camping or trailer camping?
Okay. It's 2 extremely different forms of camping.
Which do you think is better for this season of life that we're in right now with little kids?
I think they're both extremely fun, but they're almost uncomparable. Like, trailer camping isn't really camping; it's road tripping and camping, and like you get to go to these cool places and explore more of the world. Camping's like, let's go put a fishing pole in the river. You might do that on a trailer trip. But like, let's just spend the day.
We're staying here.
We're playing with sticks around the campfire. There's
no packing up camp and moving.
Exactly. You can get all the pieces of tent camping in a trailer trip, but just by nature, it's just so much different. It's like a different vibe and more transient and whatnot.
I would say I appreciate the slowness of tent camping in the sense that with trailer camping, you're always thinking about like, where's the next cool restaurant we're going to hit? Where are we going to go? We're going to stop. What's the next cool RV park? Or where are we going to stay? What stops are we going to make on the way? And then the tearing down of camp and setting down of camp continuously when you're on a trailer trip. You're doing that so many times.
It's less to set up and tear down. Like, you're just.
But it's a lot still.
Now, that being
every
said,
time it is a lot.
One of the biggest rubs with tent camping, and your family, you guys believe this too, like the right gear for anything makes the thing exponentially not just better but more efficient.
Yeah.
And you're more
Makes
capable.
you want to do it again.
Makes you want to do it again. If you have the right gear for tent camping, and I think this time we really, we haven't done it in a while. But
So tell them about your gear.
Well, I was curious about the air tents and very skeptical because I'm more of a if it works great, don't try to improve on it type thing. But pole tents being, I thought they were stronger, and I thought they were just like, why would, like, I don't get the air tent concept as like it being better, but I can firmly say I don't think I'll go back at this point. Being able to blow up my tent with stakes and poles and stakes and drawstrings and everything in well under 5 minutes. I think it took 2 minutes 45 seconds to blow up the tent. Like, holy smokes. Instead of it taking an hour to set up camp from getting there, we had camp fully set up in 20-30 minutes, like leisurely. I mean, we were down at the lake and had a whole entire session down at the lake with the kids, where it would have taken us time to be setting up the pole tent and whatnot, especially a pole tent for the size of a family of 6.
Yeah. How long does that normally take you?
I mean, it takes
other tent.
Well, we've got a smaller tent that's more of an umbrella style thing, so it sets up pretty quick. But you still got to stake it and do stuff, and so that one's pretty well. But if you're setting up like a normal pole tent where you're putting all the poles together, I mean, it could take 10 minutes, 20 minutes maybe. I mean, if you're slow. But I've always been decently fast at it. But that still, the air tent is way quicker, and I was really impressed with it. And
now, the other thing about Jeremy and I that we kind of realized is, like, neither of us really grew up camping. Like, we went on a few camping trips, but we didn't grow up camping.
I would say I kind of did.
No, remember, you've always said this. You said, like, I have this memory of us, the one camping trip that we took, and I, in my head, think that we grew up camping.
But yeah, we
really only probably took that trip twice?
No, 3-5 times.
3-5 times in your whole childhood isn't that much,
No, for the big trip, yeah.
Like, I went camping 3-5 times.
Me and my friends would camp additionally.
Yeah, that's
5, 7, 8 times a summer. I mean,
when you're
we
teenagers.
were camping all the time.
When you're teenagers?
Sure. Yeah.
Well, like camping by yourself.
Yeah, when we're teenagers, when we're driving and stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's a little bit different.
But when you start to get our
age,
you look back in your childhoods, realistically, there's obviously sections to it, but it's a lot of
like, as we were packing and preparing for this trip, I just kind of kept thinking about how it was not modeled for me how to do this with kids. And Jeremy and I, when we lived in Bend and we had no kids and we lived 30 minutes from the Cascade Lakes, we went camping on a Tuesday night and woke up at 5 a.m. so I could teach a 6 a.m. bar class. Like, we just went camping all the time. We just would drive out there and one random night, let's just go for the night and come back. Because it was so easy when it was just us, except for when we broke down in the 40 driving out there. But beyond that, it was like so easy and great. But now it's so much different, and that, like, part of it wasn't really modeled for me. So just like the prepping and what to bring for the kids and how to do the meals and all of that.
How did you do the meals? How did you prep for the
kids? So I
have
no idea if, like, the way that I did it was right or good. I just was kind of shooting blind a little bit, but I wanted to make the meal thing as easy as possible, because obviously if you're trailer camping, you can cook things and clean your dishes, and it's so much easier in that sense. The meals are so much easier because you have
the sink.
A sink alone is just, like, huge. A refrigerator and a freezer.
Totally.
So my thought was, since we only went for 2 nights, I was like, well, I'm just gonna make all of our meals in advance, because we have a Yeti cooler and it keeps the stuff real cold. So I just prepped.
The right gear.
Yeah. I just meal prepped basically both of our dinners, a lunch and a breakfast. And then one breakfast I made there and another lunch I made there. And then I packed a ton of snacks.
Yeah, it was mostly pre-made.
So I literally made it, put it in plastic bags, because that was the easiest way to, like, fit it in the cooler. And all of my, like, Tupperware containers are glass because we don't have a lot of plastics ones. And they just take up so much more space. So I was like, I'll just put it in plastic bags and stuff it kind of in there. So I made breakfast burritos for breakfast one day, and I froze them to then heat on the fire. But they kind of slowly thawed the second day that we were there, and we took them out a little bit before, so they weren't, like, fully frozen when we put them on the fire.
Perfect. Yeah.
So that was one breakfast. The other breakfast was just, like, the Kodiak pancake mix. We mixed that and made it the other day. And I was going to pre-mix that, but I was like, that's actually so easy to mix. It's just water and pancake mix. So I just did that there. Yeah. And then I made spaghetti for one of the dinners, which was easy. And then I made stew for the other dinner, which we had the first night, and it was rainy the first night. So that was actually like really nice
perfect,
to have like
yeah.
a warm soup. I was kind of worried about that because I was like, if you're going summer camping, it's really hot. Like a lot of the easy things to make are soup that you can put in a bowl and just eat. But then like, do you really want to be eating that when it's super hot? So that actually worked out.
I mean, when you're camping, it doesn't matter. You just need like, you just want sustenance.
And then I made chicken salad, which I also thought was really easy and great for lunch because then it also became kind of a snack thing, and we had some of it for lunch both days.
Yeah.
And then we just packed a ton of snacks. So I actually feel like looking back now, I'm like, I liked that I did it that way. I liked that I didn't have to do as much dishes. We really only had to clean the pots and spoons. We served everything on these like wicker baskets with the parchment paper that we have. So that was really easy. Or paper bowls for some things.
Which is a huge unlock if you have kids, by the way. These wicker baskets.
We use them all summer at home.
All summer. And it just mitigates all your trash, mitigates dishes.
It's like a diner basket with a parchment paper.
It's fun.
Less trash because it's not a paper plate that you're throwing away.
Yep.
So anyways, we did that. And yeah, I feel like it worked out pretty well. Do you feel like, I think
it worked out really well.
I definitely think.
We definitely.
What do you think we should have brought that we didn't bring? And what do you think we brought that we shouldn't have brought?
We err on the side of over preparing usually because it's far worse to not have something and really need it. Like we learned with the ear.
Also,
medicine.
we're really particular about our things. So
Yeah,
like if I forget the sunscreen, I'm not just going to borrow someone else's sunscreen because I'm really particular about the sunscreen that I put on my kids.
We're annoying.
Or
like
if
that.
my kid starts to get like swimmer's ear, I'm going to be mad that I don't have my red light and my garlic melon because
And, like,
I need that.
it might be easier
not ibuprofen.
to do the whatever our ballpark hot dogs, for camping, but we just.
Oh, and like I totally would have been down to do that. I don't know how much easier that would have been either, though. You're still cooking those on the grill, and it takes time.
Yeah.
Whereas heating up spaghetti in a pot.
All I'm saying is we're annoying like that. Like we don't break our. It's hard. Like once you start
annoying like that.
Once you start breaking your, the way of doing things, it's easy to slip elsewhere and stuff. Mm-hmm. But
totally. Okay, what do you think that we brought that we shouldn't have brought, and what do you think that we didn't bring that we should have brought?
I think we brought. Well, what we shouldn't have brought is the bikes, but that was a mistake because we didn't know it looked like it was a bikeable area, but it wasn't really. And so that took up a lot of space. It was annoying to carry and all that other stuff. So I think when you go camping, there's something, that just depends on your family or whatever. But especially when you go with kids, playing with sticks and being in the water and fishing, like that alone is the activity. Bring a
with
shovel
kids,
and a bucket.
Sure. Shovels.
And that's it.
The cousins, Jeremy brings shovels with us anywhere we go, to the beach, river, lake, whatever. And the kids.
Like real shovels. I don't bring the plastic like
shovels.
Costco sand shovels. Just go to Ace or Home Depot or any hardware store and get the kid size or like 2 feet high metal shovels with wood handles.
It can be a little dangerous. So the kids were whacking them at each other a little bit. So you have to kind of try to not do that.
I mean, not really. But the kids that maybe haven't ever held one.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
But those are huge, huge unlock. Hours and hours of entertainment for the kids. Even if it's just like in the dirt or the gravel, they'll just
at your site.
They'll just move
like
stuff around with the shovel, and they think
a couple tractors and a bucket.
Yeah. So that was super great. But my point is, I think we could have limited a lot of the excess fun stuff that we brought.
What?
Oh, just.
That's what I'm saying.
Like I said, like the bikes, like the
bikes,
the cart. I'm glad I didn't bring that. There's just a few other things, but like the what I love that we brought was a few key of those elements that was used with just the camping environment really, really well.
Yeah, like we brought our stand-up paddleboard, and I'm glad we brought that for the day that we went to the lake. That was fun.
I'm really glad we brought that, yeah.
And so then it was like, we could have not brought that, but it was nice to have. We didn't bring any like sort of boats or kayaks for our kids, but Zach and Tori had some of those, so that was nice that the kids could go out on that. Ember and Jackson loved doing that.
Yeah.
But yeah, like buckets and shovels and tractors were like super great for our kids. Also, I took our kids to library. I've shared this with you guys before, but as like a downtime activity, I took our kids to the library and got some audiobooks there on these devices. Most libraries, I'm assuming across the country, have them. They're called playaways, and they're literally just like standalone little devices that play an audiobook. So it doesn't have to be plugged into a CD player or a tape cassette or internet or Wi-Fi or Bluetooth. You have to have hardwired headphones that plug into the device. But then you can listen to it. And so like that was a really great, like, oh, the kids have just been going hard. They're really tired. Then you sit by the campfire and listen to an audiobook. Like that was a good. We bought the boys Tony's, which was nice.
Those are awesome. We do them all the time.
But yeah, like those are great. Ember brought some books to read. We let her stay up one night reading by the campfire while the adults were hanging out talking, which is such a different
big
era of raising a child.
I know that we're just tipping our toes into. Another big unlock for kids camping or anything really if it starts to get dark is glow sticks. They love
glow
them.
Sticks anywhere you go, any trip you go on.
Yeah. It's just
Disneyland, the beach, camping.
It's one of our like secret weapons that we bring, and like
they're so cheap, they're so fun.
They're so fun, and kids love it. And the next thing you know, you're the family that brings the fun glow sticks, and
also your lights.
Oh yeah, my firefly lights.
We call them the kids call them the firefly lights,
and they're just goals. We'll have to link some of this stuff because it's like those are such big unlocks.
Those are literally the best lights you can bring camping.
Yeah.
Like
anywhere.
They're amazing.
I mean, we use them all the time.
What are they? Silicone or plastic? So they're not breakable. It's not like bringing a glass lantern or whatever. And they just heat by the sun.
No batteries.
Charged by the sun.
Yeah.
And they dim. They have dimmer settings. Some of them are colorful. And they have little handles. And they're small. So the kids like carry them around and run around with them. Yeah, they can hang from your tent, like hook as a light in your tent.
Those are
so great.
Huge
Goal
unlock.
Zero, right? Is that what they're called?
Yeah, I would give those a 10 out of 10. On the product scale.
Those are like super great. I'm trying to think of what other things that were like really great to have that we had. The wipeable camping tablecloth.
Lots of wipes. Yeah,
tons of baby wipes.
Tons of baby wipes.
I made this store. I was going through your guys' recommendations. A lot of you guys sent me like things to bring camping. And I made this list of all of your guys' recommendations for camping with young kids. Let me see if I can pull it up. And then I posted it and everyone was like, oh my gosh, it's so exhausting. How could you possibly pack all that stuff? I don't even bring like 3 things on that list. But I wasn't sharing it to say like, this is something to bring. I was more just sharing it as like a helpful take it or leave it, insight for those of you that are looking for something to.
Yeah, because
some helpful ideas.
We get to see the full spectrum, and so you were sharing.
But like some of the other things, I was just gonna read off real quick. A portable pack and play for sure. Like we bought that for Mira, which is great because she actually napped in it during the day, and mostly also in the stroller, which was also good. A stroller was like a great place for her to be. One thing I regret not bringing was like a blanket that can get dirty that I could lay on the ground, like one of those padded wipeable blankets. Yeah. Just because we have a crawling baby.
We can't find ours. We would have brought it if we could. Find
it.
Like
she's not walking, so like crawling, I feel like is the hardest time to go camping with a kid because there's rocks in the mouth, dirt in the mouth, they're filthy and they're crawling out of the tent. You're trying to keep them from burning themselves on the fire pit, or like they're in the season of life where like they cry a little bit when they're falling asleep, or they wake up in the night and then you're worried that people next to you are like, we're like taking her into the van to like calm her down in the middle of the night.
The first night was a little rough.
She woke up and was like screaming the first night, which she literally never does. So we were like, what the heck is going on? So we took her in the van to hopefully like mitigate the noise. Thankfully she didn't do that the second night, but
I mean,
that's again, what it is. Like,
yeah, the right gear though. Like the van was awesome.
Yeah, to be able to be in the van sitting.
Audrey was rocking Mira in the van.
Yeah, we bought these rocking chairs from Costco. They're like, what are they called? What are the brand?
Just swinging rocking camping chairs.
They're awesome.
Yeah, they're big.
$30.
No, were they really? Sheesh.
I think they were like $35.
Maybe it was 60 for both.
Yeah, they were pretty cheap.
I don't think they were that cheap. Maybe.
And they rock. You swinging them. Oh, they're so great for like rocking babies
those were
and the kids.
A big win.
I'm
gonna write some of these down.
Some of the other things people said, inflatable pools and water table. Like that's one of those excess things. Like our kids, they just, once again, tractors, shovels, buckets. But like I could see that being fun if you were going for like a longer period of time. Glow sticks, we already said. Okay, another thing people said was Muddy Buddies for over their clothing, which I 100% would have packed if we were going in like we knew it was going to be rainier or muddier or going for a longer period of time. That's a brilliant idea. Muddy Buddies, if you guys don't know, they're like these waterproof zip-up snowsuits. They're like waterproof, just like a shell of like, and so you just zip them over their clothes and zip them off. Remember you see this for Ember a lot at the farm playing in the mud. A lot of people said they pre-make their food, so that was another thing. Quick drying clothes, tons of baby wipes, containers to seal your food, hand sanitizer. That was a big, like we had a big hand sanitizer pump because our campsite only had porta potties, and the porta potties didn't have hand sanitizer. So I'm really glad that we had hand sanitizer. Clips for your tablecloth so it doesn't blow away. Like what did you get? Those rubber band things?
Oh yeah. Yep.
Like giant rubber bands to keep your tablecloth on the table. Battery powered sound machines are like the battery packs to charge things. Pack as much in totes as you can, which we pretty much did. This is also a different thing that for us, like in the past, we've packed the kids' clothes in like little duffels, or our clothes in little duffels or bags or things. And we put literally everything in the Costco black and yellow top totes. So I had one tote for everybody's clothing. It was all in one tote. Then I had a tote for all of the like snack food, like not fridge freezer food.
Yeah.
Then we had a tote for all of the camping gear.
I would say that made it really
cookware gear.
efficient.
And then you had a tote for like the other like random stuff.
Well, yeah,
like
I mean, you know, the
toys
axe
and lights and dangerous things
stuff.
maybe. Propane. So
but it was a small tote.
We just took all of our totes out of the van and we just set them in camp.
Yeah, it wasn't a big tote. It was a small tote.
Actually, like that worked out really well. And it was also another place to organically sit and for Mira to like prop herself on. Like there were some other like random benefits to that. So that was another thing. Other people said like Benadryl, like the emergency medicine type stuff, EpiPen if your kids have allergies, water shoes, clothing line or a drying rack. We just dried everything on like the backs of chairs. But once again, I could see if you're going for a longer period of time. A lot of people said a new Lego to build, which I remember when we camped with our friends on that trailer trip, they brought that for their kids. And that was so great for the like setting up camp time. Every time we're like in a new campsite setting up tent, they'd give their kids a Lego to build. And that just like kept them busy at the camp table. Burn gel, I brought that. And I'm so glad I brought that because of course we had a child that burned himself on the fire pit ring. Because those get so hot if you can have campfires and the kids aren't used to that, like walking around that, being careful. Blackout tent or Summer pod. Our tent that Jared got was a blackout, so we didn't bring the Summer pod this time because we didn't need it for Mira, which was nice.
Which, if you want to see what the tent is or looks like, it's on my Instagram. You can go look at it. It's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm a convert.
I brought our cheap IKEA high chair, which instead of like those tabletop sit low on the ground high chairs, and I'm really glad I brought that.
Yeah.
Like we went back and forth. We have one of those like low to the ground.
Easy to clean. We don't care about it.
And she was so much happier because she's up high at our level. Like she's at the same height as everyone sitting in the camp chairs instead of on the ground. I feel like she just gets more frustrated down there.
Oh, here's the thing.
Yeah, you take the legs off. It's just so easy.
One thing about the cooking setup, the kitchen setup is like in our past, when it was more of, me, Audrey, or just me camping, or even bleeding into one kid, it's okay to have like camping gear and camping pots and this and that. But like now that we're just a family of 6, there is no camping outside of a family of 6 with young kids. There is no camping outside of car camping, really. Like unless you're doing backpacking trips and stuff like that, which is typically when the kids get older, just forget about the camping isms and stuff and just bring, like we just brought our kitchen
stainless steel pot.
Our stainless steel kitchen pot.
Yeah.
Not a camping pot where it's always just weird and it got the little handle.
It's too small.
No, we're just going to grab our pot. Oven mitts is a must because then you can grab anything you want. You're never going to burn yourself and whatnot.
That's a good one. No one said that. That's good.
Yeah, we went into our drawer and we said, what are the 8 appliances or utensils we need for this cooking trip? And so it's like, okay, we grabbed our tongs and we grabbed our actual spatula, not we don't use any plastic for that, but like, camping stuff. All I'm saying is it's overrated. You don't need to spend money on all this like camping stuff.
Yeah, just bring your stuff.
Just bring your
home.
real stuff and put it in the bin and go. And it's just, the
amount of space you're saving to have a smaller pot and a smaller spatula is
awesome.
so minimal.
And then when you get home, when you unpack the bins, you're not needing to like put camping stuff. It's just like, no, you're just putting your stuff back in the drawer. It's put it in the dishwasher and put it back in the drawer. That was a huge.
The egg container is one thing that was nice to have, like the plastic egg container.
Yeah, the egg container was nice, but again, not necessary. And those are $5.
That's like literally the only camping.
Yeah.
Super specific camping
totally.
thing.
Everything else is just our normal
grill,
life, real stuff.
The Coleman grill.
Yeah, and the Coleman grill is camping, obviously, but. Anyways, that's a note. That's a big note, I would say.
I was going to see I brought our Connect cards, our family Connect cards, which are fun to play, hanging out, great camping. Any trip that you're going on with your family, like, so fun. We brought those to the beach when we went with the kids to the beach a couple weeks ago, too.
It just gets the kids thinking. And
our little potty, also a must. Peeing in the tent in the night.
Oh, huge, you guys.
And I don't know if I've shared this before, this is one of your guys' advice.
Audrey, go into that.
But this was something that someone shared with me. So I've always been an outside peer. Okay. I hate peeing in public restrooms. And can I just tell a story really quick? Can I tell a story really quick?
Yeah.
So going back like far into my childhood, for whatever reason, I didn't like peeing in the public bathroom at my elementary school. And so I would hold my pee until I got home from school, and I walked to school. So I would run home because I had to pee so bad at the end of every day in second grade. So in second grade, in the summer of second grade, my mom like talked to the principal of our school, and I just thought the bathroom at school was gross. And so my mom talked to the principal of our school and let us come to the public school in the summertime and paint the bathroom. And my mom and I, for like a week, painted like this garden scene on the walls and the stalls of the bathroom in the public, and put like flowers and like mailboxes and stuff.
Back in the good old days
cute.
when you could do that stuff like that.
Also, the fact that my mom went to the effort to do this for me, like, anyways, I did that. Then I started going to the bathroom at school. It was just funny. But then in high school, when I became a distance runner, when you're a runner, you get so comfortable peeing outside because you have to pee when you're on a run. And you also get really comfortable going number 2 outside because you also have to do that. So anyways, I remember like when Jeremy and I were first dating, like it was also a thing. Like we would hang out and we'd be on these adventures and I'd have to pee. And instead of being like, hey, can you take me back all the way back to the farmhouse to go to the bathroom? Or can you take me down the road to the porta potty at the end of the clearing trail to go to the bathroom? I would just go pee in the forest behind the trees. And I much prefer that than like going in a porta potty, right? So when we're on the road, when we're driving with the kids, like to and from our Sun River house or wherever it is. Yeah, like I just want to be able to go outside, pull over on the side. We're always been like a pull over on the side of the road and pee family, not a stop at a gas station to go pee family.
Yikes.
So we have this little potty. So for the kids, we let them pee or number 2 in this little potty in the van that we keep in the van all the time. Even if we go to Costco, I'm like, we're not going to that public restroom.
Yeah, we probably have the
in the back of the
opposite reaction. Like some people are like, what, you pee outside? Like, no way. And we're like on the other side of the spectrum. You go to a gas station to go, you touch that.
You don't have to touch anything outside. It's nature. It's what people did before
funny.
Bathrooms for how many years? Like that was...
Yeah, so this little potty is...
So we have a little potty. You guys had massive unlock, told me to put a diaper, one of Mira's diapers, in the little potty. So when the kids pee into the little potty, they pee into the diaper. So now it doesn't splatter everywhere all outside of the little potty. And it can soak up. You guys be surprised because you don't know. Like your kids are peeing in the diapers at night. They're peeing a lot, right? Those diapers can hold a lot of water. Yeah. Okay. All 3 of our kids can pee in one diaper, and I wrap it up and put it in the garbage.
Yeah, in the morning we just
then I'm not having to like clean the little potty all the time. There's no pee residue and it's not smelling.
Yeah, and then like there's nothing worse. A kid wakes up in the middle of the night, tripping over other kids. You're unzipping the tent. They fall out. They're screaming. Everyone's up, and it's like you got to go find some tree or go down to the porta potty. The flashlight's like no.
We told our kids, you're not unzipping this tent under any circumstances. You pee right here.
The right gear just takes you from miserable trip, grin and bearing it, to this is pretty
doable.
Convenient.
It's okay.
This is very doable. This is easy. So like none of our kids woke us up the entire trip.
The older 3.
Of course, in the tent. They just would go to the little potty, and I didn't even budge. I didn't even know they were awake. And then they'd go get right back in their sleeping bag because the potty was, a couple feet away from them in the corner of the tent. So
yeah, and again, with the diaper thing, it doesn't splatter. So anyways, we keep it in the back of our van. That's a huge one.
Huge unlock. That's a
just bring a little potty. If you have little kids,
I'm putting that on the link list.
Like I peed in the little potty in the middle of the night because I didn't want to go out of the tent. I just peed in the little potty. No, because I put a diaper in there. Just
that's not me. I'm gonna go out and.
Yeah, but you're. Yeah, that's different. You can stand up and get out there easily. And
yeah, that's crazy.
I woke up on the first day with a slug crawling across the sleeping pad on my hair, right next to my hair. Look over, slug, just on our pad.
Yeah, I wonder how that got. One of us must have left the tent a little unzipped or something. It's always amazing. You zip these things up, every single tent I've ever had, and it's like next thing you wake up and there's like a fly inside or something.
We didn't have any flies though. Also, there was no bugs, which was incredible.
Yeah.
We had great weather.
Well, that's Pacific Northwest camping.
And we were able to have fires, which is great because in the Pacific Northwest where we are, you can typically have campfires in a campfire ring at your site until the 4th of July. And then after the 4th of July, you can't really do that
depending on where you are. But a lot of places will just allow it because everything's just so green. And we live in a jungle in the Pacific Northwest. It's not the tropical jungle you think of, but it's a jungle classification-wise anyways.
Anyways, it was really good. Our kids had a blast. They literally loved hanging out with their cousins and just running around. The campsite we had all these little trails, so they just did random stuff together. They do really well because Ember and Jackson are old enough to kind of come up with games for all the littler ones to do, and they all kind of just fall in suit. So that was great. How was it for you with your family camping? We haven't spent a lot of time with like everybody all together in a long time.
It was
so
good. It's, you know, it's good that the cousins get to hang out, which is kind of, I think, a large point of it was like, let's let the cousins know each other and hang out and whatnot. And we had some good.
Not your siblings though, to know each other.
Oh well, I mean, we do know each other, and everyone's, you know, you get to a point where
these are Roloff siblings, I tell ya.
You get to choose who you want to hang out with or who you enjoy hanging out with, and
my Lord,
you know, it's not that I would say despise each other's company,
brother
obviously,
and sisterly bickering,
but you know, I think there's just other relationships that.
You didn't have great conversations?
Oh yeah, I loved like staying up with Molly and Joel and Izzy and having that awesome conversation was fantastic. I loved that. That's great. And Molly and Joel, though, they live too far, really. I mean, we see them every now and then, you know.
Yeah.
So.
All right.
And then you know, Jacob comes and works on the property here, so I see him every now and then, and we talk to Izzy quite a bit, and Zach and Tori are they're up in Washington, isolated or whatnot. So there's a natural separation, I would say, for the Roloff siblings or whatnot.
Because everyone's Jacob and Isabel and us see each other the most because we live close.
Even if we were all right here, yeah, I mean, I don't think I would see anyone as much as I see Jacob because of just mutual farming interests and. You know, he works here and
has a flexible job.
I have a flexible job. I hire him to do a bunch of stuff, help me with a bunch of stuff. And so it's just, you know, it makes sense or whatnot. But
totally.
Yeah, you know, there's, you know, a lot of dynamics in my family from the farm to the show to fame.
More dynamics in your family than any family that I know.
It's all the stuff. So I think we enjoy the separation. And like, just because there's brother, sister,
I wouldn't say, by the way, don't project that onto me. I'm not saying that's you.
Oh no, I know.
You can own that yourself.
I'm saying I think the siblings. I think we enjoy the.
I think all the siblings really enjoy the time together too, though.
Yeah.
Okay, you're just being a jerk.
No, I'm not being a jerk. I mean, I don't know if I would say that. I don't know if I would say that, but.
I thought it was great.
Yeah, it was great. It was great. It was good. I'm just trying to, you know.
I feel like everyone has their little things, but like for the most part, like everyone's good. It's like enough water under the bridge now.
Totally.
It's
yeah.
It's fine.
No, that's what I'm saying though. Like water under the bridge. We're all cordial or whatever. Cordial. Everything's fine or whatnot. Still, there are people that I think. Like to hang out, love to hang out with.
Any family is like that. Like, do I hang out with my brother a lot? No. Do I hang out with my sister a lot? No. They live in different states and really far away from me. So so I don't have a strong relationship with them, but any family would like have that different family dynamics. Yeah. Like that's very common. It's just that yours is on display. Your family's family dynamics are on display.
Yeah. Well,
so it's like scrutinized in a different way when really like, hey, all you people scrutinizing, go look at your own family. It's probably the same situation.
And we've been trained, I think, you know, differently than other families to not talk about anything.
Yeah, for sure.
My dad really trained
muzzles for everyone.
Muzzles for everyone. And
except him. He can say whatever he wants.
Yeah. So I think some of that maybe still carries over, whatnot. But yeah, I mean, you asked how it was for me. It was great. I loved seeing the cousins getting together, playing. I loved having conversations around the campfire.
Okay, we can move on from that. But speaking of your family and the dynamics, just get quick update on the farm. People ask about it a lot. Do you have any thoughts? Do you want to share or no?
I haven't thought about that.
Like what's happening with it right now?
Yeah, well, it's back up. Okay, yeah, so.
Because people just don't even know and are curious. Like it was for sale, then it wasn't for sale. Now it is. Jacob and Isabel live there, but then it's for sale. So like what?
Yeah, I mean, it's quite a sad little situation, to be honest.
Sure, give a little bit.
Should I give like kind of maybe the full context? So.
Whatever you want. Your family.
Yeah, right. So long story short, we tried to buy the farm, market value. My dad didn't accept our offer. 2 years later, he ends up putting it on Airbnb or something like that. I don't know how many years it actually was. He's Airbnb'd it for a while, and then he went to market. I think before the Airbnb thing, he went to market for some crazy price or whatever.
He went to market before the Airbnb for like a year and a half. It didn't sell.
So
then he did Airbnb.
So it was reversed. Yeah, he went to market after not accepting our offer.
Yeah.
Then after a year and a half, 2 years, it went to Airbnb, and he pulled it off market, and now it's back on market, and so he's trying to sell it again. And it's a hard property to sell. All of these large properties take years to sell, and they sit for a long time, and so that's the sequence of like what happened with Roloff Farms as far as the first initial attempt to sell to where it is at now. And I think he's got a few interested buyers, and he's, obviously talking to people, but
this is the original farm though. So like
this
where
is the
Dad's
original
living
farm.
and where Jacob and Isabel are living is not the original farm, and he's keeping that maybe.
I mean, nobody really knows what's in my dad's head. I think he's tired for sure. I think, I mean, if I was in his shoes, I'd be in therapy for just some regrets. Like,
what about pumpkin season?
Yeah, I mean, that's a huge project. It's a huge project.
What's going to happen with it?
Well, I don't know. But I think they're going to do it this year, and, we haven't been involved the last few years, largely because we run all of our own business ventures and whatnot. And it takes too much away from how we make money to go spend months doing that.
Also, we don't want to do
it. Well, we would be doing that if we were living on the farm.
5 years ago, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we would be running pumpkin season and carrying it into the future, and all the kids would be there and grandkids, and it's like
that didn't happen though. So
Roloff
why
family,
would we do it now?
It would be Roloff Family Farms, and there would be a heartbeat there, and that I think that goes back to everyone I think might still be wondering, why the heck didn't you accept Jeremy Audrey's offer? Like, you would have had your payout, gotten your millions, and like had them living next door. And so it all kind of comes back to that moment, I think. But obviously
that was 5 years ago.
That was 5 years ago now, which was the catalyst for I would say, greatest 5 years I've ever had. I mean, it's been again,
that's what you were referencing. Again,
the quote from Rumi, like, the pain is the window the light shines through. And I know some people might be like, "Oh, you're quoting Rumi." Like, it doesn't matter. The truth of the statement remains true, and it's through a great pain that most of us, you either get to decide to become a victim to the pain and you die a slow death as you cling on to your ego, or you get to die to your flesh and take up your cross and follow the way. And there's like kind of two paths we all get, but the catalyst for those two paths is largely initiated and sparked through a deep pain or hurt or betrayal or whatever it might be in your life, loss of job, wherever your identity is wrapped up in. When that gets attacked, killed, whatever it might be, you get to choose to chase what you think your identity is, or at some point release it and let go. And then you have to find your actual identity in where it actually is.
What made you do that instead of becoming a victim?
I think you and I, this is one thing that draws us together, is our pursuit of truth, right?
Your pursuit of truth.
Well, like we question things.
Like, why didn't you go, woe is me, I'm a victim, and not, and like, what is it about you? Or what?
First of all, I think that it's the Lord's mercy. I think, like,
okay, yeah,
there's
probably true.
Something about
is true
that experience where, it was really difficult because it made no sense. Still, looking back 5 years ago, I'm like, I mean, I've been able to put myself in my dad's shoes and maybe see some of the complexity, but like, how was he not thinking of the future? Like, he was thinking of the immediate moment instead of like what his life would look like in 5-10 years. And
some people don't think that way, though.
I know, but like, geez, you've got to live.
And also, for what it's worth, we don't always think that way either.
But I mean, look at him now. I mean, it's just sad. It's just a bummer. It really is. But I don't know. I think in the pain, you get to just you're forced to look at how you view life and where your anchors are. And I think pretty quickly I realized, okay, this could ruin the rest of my life, or it doesn't have to. So like, how does that work out? And like, what do I believe about life and reality and myself that would make this make sense? And then I started just asking questions, and through, I think, the pain, you start to realize like, well, what is it about that that's painful? You know, and that's a really hard question to ask. Okay, because I wanted it really bad. Well, what about me wants it? So you just start asking, you know, I worked through these questions, and then I really got a deep understanding for, I think, a lot of what Jesus was trying to point to, some of his mystical phrases and stuff, that things that need interpreting through experience. Like, a lot of what Jesus said was like, it doesn't really make sense if you just try to think about it. But once you've like lived something and experienced something, you can return to a lot of what Jesus said, and it's like, oh my gosh, I see exactly what he was trying to point out with that. And then that just kept unraveling, I think, the onion. The rabbit hole kept going. And then, yeah, praise the Lord. On the other side,
look, we're here,
able to smile.
And look where we are now, and look what we're building.
Yeah,
like, it was totally
to
meant to be, you know, like God had obviously such a bigger vision.
Yeah, well, all things work out for those that love the Lord. And that is the most cliche phrase in all of Christendom, maybe. But it's, I think it's also one of the most, most cliche phrases, it's also one of the most like profound things. Like, when you love God, and God is obviously a term that needs to be defined, because, you know, you can't just say that word and expect everyone to know what I mean by that. But like, when you love God, they're literally, I mean, you maybe can have down days, but there are no bad days. Like, it's just a whole new perspective on why things happen, and they have to happen for you and for your growth and for your releasing of the flesh and sacrificing of the flesh. Like, that's kind of and then you might think like, oh, well, it's unfair, I have to sacrifice more than the next person. Yeah, I mean, that's your journey, and that's the love matrix that you have to unpack, and as far as your soul's relationship to God goes. And like, your mind's obviously just the processing center for the physical activities in the world and how your soul interprets them. So it's like, I don't know, once you unpack it, I felt like it was just it became like like things just started clicking, and the spiritual walk made a lot more sense because it wasn't in my head. It wasn't, I have to like think the right way to get the right thing. It was like, oh, wait a second. Faith without works is dead. It was like, it's about being someone. And then, yeah, the snowball rolled. Sorry, you asked the question.
No, that was great. That's why I asked. I wanted.
Yeah, I mean, so now I can look back on like the farm situation with a healed perspective. And I think I've mentioned this several times on podcasts previously, of like, being able to put myself in my dad's position, like, yeah, that would be really, really hard. I forgive him for how horribly he handled this situation. But that, you know, that's the way.
That's what happened.
And it's a narrow path because, yeah, it's really tough. But it's also easy. Like, when you look back on it, it's like, oh, it kind of has to be that way.
Yeah.
So what's up with the farm now? It's currently for sale. And there's some interesting things going on with it that obviously I'm not sharing, but yeah, it's we'll see what happens. If it does sell, it's not going to be, the farm's actually 2 farms, the Roloff Farms. And it's without getting into the details of the original farm, let's just, for all intensive purposes, say there's the 34 acres and then the 86 acres that we bought when I was in high school or something like that. Or maybe the year I left for college is when we bought it.
Because we were
senior year. No, because I came back. I remember I was leaving when that was purchased. Anyways, so he's done some lot line adjustments, and so if he sells the farm, it'll be the original farmhouse, the original big red barn, and the old pumpkin season area. I think total he's shrunk it down to 15 acres or something, 8 acres, something like that. So, and then he'll keep the rest, at least for now. But, you know, he's getting older and he's tired and, you know, wants help. Like, he asked us to help for pumpkin season this year. And yeah, I mean, it sounds good and fun, but we just can't, without being on the property, it doesn't make sense to do. There's no incentive. And it's like, follow the incentive. Like, there's no incentive to do that.
Yeah.
There's no financial incentive. There's no property acquisition incentive.
And it's a lot of time that
it's a ton of time and effort. It's like I would have loved to have done that, but like 5 years later, I mean, I'm kind of still doing the things that allowed us to offer you a market value offer 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Why would I stop doing any of this to step back into the pumpkin season? You know what I mean? But
what's going on with our farm?
Our farm, yeah, I mean, it is.
What's the biggest news, though?
I will say, like, the perspective I needed to learn was, like, how much money it takes to do anything on land.
Yeah.
And, like, you really, like, the show was
and to fix a house that was completely neglected.
The show was the financial engine of what, like, you know, it became that anyways. My dad had other things going on and stuff, but I've realized with my friends that do have farms across the country that we kind of talk to is like, there's always a thing.
Okay, Jeremy and I talk about this a lot. Just so you guys know, because I feel like this is like encouraging to you guys, there is always a thing behind the thing. When you see these people that are farming and you think they're making a ton of money doing
anything.
I don't want to say give too many specific examples,
don't
but like, I won't. But like, whatever it is that they're doing, whether they're growing food to sell it or flowers to sell it or
cattle
or doing ranching cattle, they have a thing behind the thing that is supporting them financially to start that business, to start a farm. And then maybe that thing dwindles or maybe it parallels for a while until the farm can make enough money to become the thing, if it ever does become the thing. But typically there's a thing behind the thing. So like for us, the thing behind the thing is our books, our journals, our products, like our podcast. Obviously, being an influencer, like all of that is the thing behind the thing.
But all that is the thing right now. We would like it to be the thing behind the thing, which leads to what's happening with our farm.
We don't have the greater thing.
We'd like to start something here. And I think we're like this year, my big goal is to get water because we have no water anywhere. Nothing works on this place.
So we drag hoses everywhere to water our small garden and the trees that we planted all across the farm.
Last year was like, let's get we have 4 kids. Let's get our living situation settled. New roof, new water filtration system, new electrical panels. I can't.
But our we moved all the water.
All of the infrastructure for new HVAC, all of the infrastructure for our place had to get
geothermal.
Yep, had to get rebuilt.
Good grief.
Now I'm moving into like, okay, some infrastructure for the property. Like we need to install main line and all this other stuff. And once we get that built, it's maybe a couple fences, like, okay, then we can like, what do we want to plant? What do we want to grow? What's the plan here? Nothing. Like, do we want to be the kind of half sports family with like chickens and maybe a cow or something? Or do we want to do something a little bit more with the land? And so we're in that dance right now, and it's really fun. It's exciting.
And to be honest with you guys, like you guys know this because you've been listening to us or sound like a broken record, but like we always wanted to do something like that. That was the goal of the farm. That's why we wanted to take over the farm, is because we wanted to do something more with our hands, more communal, more in person, more real. And like this thing that will hopefully be the thing behind the thing and maybe fade someday. But like what we do now was never supposed to be the end game. What we do now was always supposed to be the mechanism to be able to do something that is more communal and in person and with our hands, and that we can involve our kids with. And so we always loved, obviously Jeremy grew up on a farm, like we always loved the idea of doing something with land and inviting people into that and doing something with our hands and being outside. So all of that kind of marries well with doing a thing with your property as a business. And so that's always been like our heart. Like we've always wanted to do that. It's just taken a long time to finally get to a point where like we're just now at that point of, right?
Yeah, totally.
You're looking at me like I'm wrong.
No,
I feel like we're just now at that point where we're like, it is possible in the near future.
Yes.
Like we're getting close.
But we're also, I think, acutely aware of like just how difficult it is, how much capital it takes to get anything done on property. It really is a tough.
Another thing I want to say is like, Jeremy and I, we've noticed this a lot this summer with like our own kids. Did we talk about this a little bit in the beginning? I can't remember. We are with our kids all the time, right? Because we homeschool. And so our summer doesn't look that different than like our school year. Did we talk about this? I can't remember. Anyways, our summer doesn't look that different than a school year. So like a lot of my friends that are like, or like I see a lot of posts on social media that are like, gosh, the kids are home and it's so much harder to get work done, or the kids are home and it's so much harder to do this. And I'm like, I remember that like, that is my life every single day all year. I remember, and I chose that. I want that because I love the benefits of homeschooling. But it is very hard because we're in this spot where like people that are building farms on property, a lot of them like typically either like a lot of them will send their kids to school, or some of them have a full-time private tutor or whatever it is. You know what I mean? Like there's all these like different dynamics at play. It's hard to do like homeschooling, have your kids all the time, building a business, then trying to build a business on your property and doing all this work on your property and farm and growing while raising 4 kids like in these younger years. Like it's really hard to make all of those choices, which we kind of have. And we're just realizing like something's going to give. Something is giving every day, all the time. And so like, how do we move forward? Because we can't be as consistent with this podcast. We can't keep pumping out the books and journals like a lot of people that send their kids to school all day, every day. We can't make a ton of progress on our property because, you know what I mean? Like, it's just because we have this business to run. And so
you can't do it all. Like,
it's just hard.
Yeah.
And I just am telling you guys that so that you guys know and don't have this facade of like these people that live on these homesteads. Like,
yeah.
Also, a lot of them.
How do they do nothing and everything at the same time?
A lot of them inherited money. A lot of them they have things behind the things.
There's a thing behind a thing.
Yeah.
And
we have ours, and
and we have ours, but
so we're part of that.
Yeah, we're a part of that. It's just we're kind of peeling back a little bit of the curtain of like, I don't want to say all because there might be someone I don't know of, but like 8 of the 8 like that I know of, there and talk to and are friends with, like there's a thing behind the thing. Mm-hmm. It could be as simple and obvious as they sell courses to do various things, and the courses are centered around their thing, to something so deep and unknown that nobody even knows they're doing it, but it's their income. And then the farm is just kind of like this fun thing. Yeah. My point is there's a spectrum to the things behind a thing, but and maybe this is obvious to a lot of people. We're just saying like,
yeah. It's just good to be aware of on social media with all these people like buying farms and moving to the country and building the dream, right? And it's
like I saw a reel the other day that was like, you don't like influencers' homes, you like their editing. And then it's like beautiful music, all these like scenes, and there's the duck stepping through the doorway and the bouquet of flowers. Hold on, with the apple pie on the windowsill. But then it goes, this home is also this home, and it shows the kids' corner and the messy kitchen baking the apple pie and all. So it shows both sides. And then the reel went viral or whatever because it was just a look at real. It wasn't just the curation. It was the curation with the real life behind it.
Yeah, totally.
So it's a more crude way of saying a thing behind a thing. But like the thing behind the beautiful pie on the windowsill is the messy kitchen behind you.
Yeah.
The thing behind the homestead is, the drop shipping, whatever thing you might have, or totally. You sold a couple domains for $1 million,
or Bitcoin,
or Bitcoin, yeah.
Good grief! Don't even talk about it. I'm so mad that I even brought it up.
All I want to say is, you cannot possibly understand a solution to something unless you first understand the problem that it is solving. A life jacket looks ridiculous and completely unnecessary unless you are acutely aware of drowning. Then a life jacket becomes your life savior. Like it saves your life. Mm-hmm. You will not understand Bitcoin or what it's supposed to be able to do unless you first understand fiat.
Jeremy, what? I said we're not talking about this. Why did you start talking about it?
I have to say it. It's very important.
My gosh.
It's
okay. I was just bringing it up as an example.
It's the pursuit of truth and sovereignty, and Jeremy! So many people are going to. So all I want to say is just study Bitcoin. But before you study Bitcoin, study fiat. And a lot of people, like, there's people that don't even know what fiat is. And fiat is what your dollar is. The dollar is fiat currency. So like, start to study fiat and money and what money even is and what the dollar is. And then you'll start to see like, interesting, like we're kind of a part of this weird system. And then you start to realize, oh, wow, we've already hit the iceberg. What's the life raft? Oh, wow, that kind of makes a lot of sense, even though I might not understand it. It's pretty amazing.
Jeremy made me listen to a 1-hour like sermon from this guy on Bitcoin while we were
money
packing.
Matters. Money is a pillar.
We were packing. Oh, while we were meal prepping. The camping trip. It's good. I totally see it.
Money though is a pillar. Just, language, money, I can't remember the third one. It's the third pillar of the stool of society. I can't remember, but money matters a lot. So the quality of your money, therefore, becomes extremely important, just like the quality of your language and the quality of whatever the third one is. Because language is how you communicate ideas. If ideas can't be spread, or this is why free speech matters so much. This is why it's like such an important thing to be able to speak your mind. For love or for hate, they're both. It's you got to be able to share your mind and let the marketplace of ideas kind of flesh it out. And
yeah.
But money is no different. Like it has to be morals of money, or money is a moral issue. Like you can't steal someone's money, like, because what we do with money is it's where we store our time, and time is the most valuable thing I have. And my ideas, like ideas and time and all these things, we store it in this form of that we call money, this form of energy that we then believe and trust we can exchange for goods and services in the future. But what if I store my time and energy into something that today is one thing and then tomorrow it's two things? Well, it's just now cut in 50% of my time just went out the window. So someone stole from me. It's not fair. And we're a part of this interesting system that's now 250 years down, or sorry, 1971 technically. That's when gold, or the dollar, came off the gold standard, and it became, like I said, it just became paper. Fiat means,
oh boy, we got him going here.
by decree.
We got him
it's
going.
like by decree of who?
We
Okay,
gotta
the
wrap
government.
This bad. We gotta
wrap it up.
Okay.
It's important though. It's
Guys,
really important.
It is important. I'm not trying to diminish that. You have opened my eyes to see the importance of it. I just think your obsession with it is too much. Sometimes.
And a lot of people are like, well, I can't do anything with it, or this and that. I just want to go like shake them and go, you couldn't do anything with the internet 30 years ago. Like you could barely send a text message with the internet, and now look at it.
Yeah.
It's like,
it's just bigger than what people see right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But as they say, everyone gets to Bitcoin where they deserve.
Oh my God. Okay. Okay. We are, like we said, taking a little bit of a break until the fall, and we're excited to come back. So would love it if you guys could leave a review for the episode. Also, if you guys do not have Family Connect cards, can we show them? If you guys do not have Family Connect cards, get these for this summer to play with your kids. This is so, like, if you have your kids home from school in the summer, you're spending more time with them. This is such a great way to just have intentional conversations as a family. You could bring them on a camping trip, bring them on your trip to the beach, whatever family vacation you're going on this summer if you haven't been on it yet, or just literally dinner table conversations, breakfast conversations, whatever. Read like 10 of them.
Well, no, I'm just going to read the first one I pulled out. Like, imagine listening to your like 5, 6, 7, 8, 10-year-old try to like,
also, this ages up to age 18 or more. Like, it's not for little kids. It's not for teenagers. It can be, we made the questions so that they can perfectly balance a family of kids of all ages.
Imagine your 18-year-old answering this. What is something about you that makes you different from your friends? It's like so interesting. They've got to put themselves in perspective of their friends.
Yeah,
and
like a
who
3-year-old
they
brain
are,
on that
who
versus
I
a
am,
15-year-old
like what's
brain.
part of my skills or identity or growth period that like makes me different. It's just a really interesting question.
Also, we sell Connect Cards, the Family Edition, as a bundle. So you can get all 3 of our decks, the Connect Cards Couples, which is for couples, the Connect Cards Family, which is for families, and then Connect Cards Legacy, which is to play with your parents and grandparents when you're having family dinners or during the holidays or whatever, to get the best stories out of them and have the best conversations with them. We've been doing that with Jeremy's grandma whenever she comes over, and it's just like such an easy way to have conversation with her, and our kids are captivated by her stories.
Yeah,
which is so special because like without them, our kids wouldn't sit at the table listening to her for an hour.
They wouldn't know what to ask. They wouldn't know what to ask.
She wouldn't know what to share. She wouldn't be invited to share something in the same way. So it's just, they're really special.
So her final season of life is going to be filled with like our kids like enamored by her life, by her stories, which is worth a $25 deck of cards.
You can get the bundle or you can get them individually. Anyways, grab these for the summer if you don't have them yet.
Available at beating50%.com.
Again, leave us a review if you haven't. We so appreciate you guys. And we're so grateful for you listening to us each week. So we'll see you guys in the fall. Hope you guys have a great rest of your summer.
Cheers.